getting opened as well. Secretly's on a flank, but well away. Hyper turns on him and manages to put him in the dirt. That's going to be 5 versus 4 now for DarkZero, as Hyper finds himself a second and a third. He just keeps going, Des. There's absolutely no stopping him. His march continues on into sight. He's just going to get himself positioned. Can he find himself another? He can. Surely not a first round ace, Des. Where have we seen this before against NaVi? Hyper, he is looking for it here. He knows roughly where the man is. Pepper in the soft wall, can't find the angle. Everybody's getting in on the action here. NJR takes some damage, finds the final kill, and just takes that ace away. Pinches it from under the nose of Hyper. But DarkZero, they're not going to mind that one bit. What an opening round from the launcher is now churning, and those grenades start bouncing off the wall and lighting the floor on fire.
I think it's the time on this as well, right? 10 set. Well, we've got what, 10 left in back pocket, 25 seconds, and 2 smoke canisters. They've got this denial game to play behind, which means DZ need to pull the trigger. No, it's all gone wrong on the calls. Canadian running into a friendly nade. 2 kills come out from a C4, and NaVi's strategy has come together, if not ever so slightly off the back of a misplay. Doki finding one more up on the hatch. That leaves Pamba all by himself to try and make some magic happen, but to kill 4, get the plant down, it's not going to happen. NaVi going to find round 2. Dealing with the top floor, they basically ignored it and just want to strong arm their way into sight. Secretly on the bottom of blue here, might get challenged by Canadian as the plant's starting to get stuck down. Secretly pushes up and loses out. Canadian wins at the top of the stairs this time round at 5 versus 2, and DarkZero have said, forget about your top floor holds, we're going direct to site and we are cleaning house. Blur, the last one left alive, will find a consolation kill, but Tim, I feel it's a little bit late at this point. Getting put back on his feet by the Finker before getting gunned down once more. I don't think he clutches this one out, but we've seen a very decisive round come out here in round 3, Tim. The same as we did in round 1, the same as we did in round 2, and I don't see a way in which DZ lose this.
No, that's very unlikely for Blur now. They know where he's coming from. They're just going to keep peeking and challenging. NJR it is who ultimately picks up the final kill.
Up on CEO Windows, a similar sort of story. Nade coming in over the top. They've managed to get rid of 1 exothermic, Tim. That's absolutely huge. A C4 does come out before being traded out by Nadian. So 1 for 1 in the final 30 seconds.
In comes another nade. Saves is just going to hold himself prone and wait for the push to come through. Eclipse moves in. Do they know where he is located? I'm not sure they do, but it's Doki who picks up 1, Nath with the next, and that leaves us now 2v3 as Canadian manages to find a trade there. Pamba's just managed to work his way in behind them here and brings it back to a 1v2. Can he find the 2 remaining? He's got 10 seconds, 1 behind him, 1 off to the side. Diffuser down cold on the ground. Unlikely here because he needs to keep that clock ticking, but he's not going to have a chance. Finds 1, it's meaningless as it comes down to that final finish, and Pamba cannot close it out. NaVi with another defense, and that's going to level things up at 2-2. We've got Shumika launcher fire down there. It is a nightmare right now for DarkZero to try and get themselves into that position. Eclipse, however, does push in under the cover of smoke. Doki finds Hyper, the rest push in, and Doki just keeps on firing. Eclipse is going to be successful here more than likely, though, in getting that plant down. The cover is there from NJR, but shut down by Nath. And it's surely going to be a matter of time until this final kill comes out. Eclipse downed, and that's going to be Saves. In to save the day, manages to disable that diffuser, and NaVi take another defensive round on back from DarkZero than last time they attacked this site, where it all came in the final 30 seconds. This time they've got themselves that top floor control. They're holding the vertical angles. Blur's going to take damage there, just trying to fight on the reverse, but he's unable to really find anything at all. Nade goes down, he's not going to find its man. Blur, he's looking back for more. He wants the nitro out there. It's not going to be successful if he pulls the trigger right now. Saves, he's getting aggressive right up to the door here as they push in to try and get that plant down, but he's not going to be able to see it. The man's right in front of you. Saves, the smoke just making it. He finds him somehow in there, uses the sound cue of the diffuser going down. Saves is having a little chuckle. He knows that he was lucky there. NaVi now have got server control. They're in a position to potentially go in and start getting that diffuser down, which is exactly what we see happening. Secretly goes in with the ace. We've got utility coming out to prevent. Blur onto NJR. No more toxic babe canisters. Kill, kill, kill. There they go. The diffuser's going down again. And once again, there's that mid-floor hold of lockers and CCTV. Does not work. It falls apart. put down by Nath. It's Eclipse is the last death, and NaVi take themselves a 5-2 lead. Gets himself directly under sight instead, starts playing on those hatches, tries for the two-floor nade, and sorry, Nitro, and it was very, very close to finding its mark and taking the man down, but doesn't quite achieve it. NaVi, 18 seconds left to go, 5 still left on the board for DarkZero. Not looking good.
Nope, still got the tools to work with, and here we come. You can hear the firebolts raining out. No doubt smokes might follow here too, secretly. Positioned on the door, ready to make a move as Doki finds one, but it's a backstab coming in. They've got to scramble and get the diffuser here. Doki's inside of sight. Nate's going deep. Will start to get this plan down. Saves on the cover. Has got to win against 2. He gets 1. Can he find the next as well? Yes, he can! A massive cover from Saves on the double doorway ensures that NaVi find another round and move up to 6-2. NJR still sat where he has 2 more in back pocket. He can burn quite a bit of time here. He secretly takes a little bit of gas damage, not enough that it's going to scare him, but does push him off the plant once again. It's a time-based game here, Tim, because one more smoke canister comes out, then NaVi are going to go for it.
That's it, and that's why that smoke has come in, make this throw a little bit more difficult.
Oh, he's gone deep.
NJR can do it blindfold, but it doesn't matter. The Nitro comes out. This is better from DarkZero. Blur straight in though, the cover is there, but yet again that diffuser is down. 3 seconds, it's too late, surely. Saves, somehow gets in. Can he save the round? He's keeping them busy, and he finds the kill. Unbelievable from NaVi. There's 3 seconds left to go, and that is Saves, and Nath just absolutely grasping that from the jaws of defeat in that round. NaVi turn it around and take the map, and that's 1-0 in quick fashion.
Little swing coming in from Blur, doesn't quite find his man, does take a little bit of chip in the process. Pamba down to a slither of HP. A body shot will be enough to see him fall by the wayside here. And in comes the drop from Nath, but he looks the wrong way. Doesn't find Pamba, gets the kill back on the other side instead. 2 early kills for DarkZero.
Well played from Pambazoo there, nice and calm, no panic in the man, as Nath really should have been finding one. Now then, secretly gets something going from the freezer. Use the flashbang as a little distraction, goes in, Doki 1, Saves taken out in the meantime, 2v3, time ticking away, going to end like that as DarkZero managed to take round 1, and that's what we wanted to see.
Gonna swing in, gets NJR for free. What? Nearly finds Hyper as well, but not quite missing out on that one. Pamba gets one back, secretly with another one in the back of sight, but C4 from below, Blur's early death coming back to haunt them. Nath going in deep, looking in for Pamba, but he's on the deck. He finds him for free, and now Saves has got to do it all by himself as 2 DZ players start flooding their way up towards White. He does get the down onto Canadian, but he's being flanked from behind by Pamba, who's just holding on the angle. This should be a freebie. No way does he find it. They've got Eclipse that's alive all by himself. Saves has still got a drone out in the field. He's got time here to play behind. I think he must know surely that there is a man playing on White. In comes the run. It's a 1 versus 1. Saves off to one side, knows where the man is. Tries to bait and switch off towards the other. He's got so much time to play with here, but almost loses out. Both down to a bullet of HP, Tim. All it's going to take is a single body shot. Saves coming in from one side, Eclipse holding the angle. There comes the shot, and Saves winning out a big 1v1.
And then just try to hold them out of whichever area they choose to go for that diffuser. NJR for the time being shutting down a few avenues with smoke canisters. 20 seconds left to go. Blur pushing in here. That's going to be a big kill from Secretly. It leaves Hyper all alone. Nate's getting diffuser down. There's the final one. NaVi looking a little bit sharper on attack in the last 2 rounds.
Playing on Shaiko, and Pamba could step up back out of Highway and get himself up towards the north. A great nade coming in. He's punished for being there for too long. Doki, only 1 Candela comes out before he gets absolutely mown down. Hyper, 2 big kills off towards the side, make it a 3rd as he pulls down onto the head of Saves. It's an easy closeout once again. And even with that go button, Tim, they still couldn't get the timing right.
Too much success.
Absolutely. While the breach being opened up means they've got their angle in. They've got the smokes on the back of the thermite, but Pamba finds a second, finally gets traded out by Nath, who was playing upon the breach. NJR, another one back, a 2 versus 4. NaVi have pulled off some 2v2s, Tim. They've pulled off a 1 versus 3. Not too sure a 2 versus 4 is within reach.
Nath just aware of Hyper on the flank here. Blur goes to clear out. Eclipse not going to do it. Hyper wins his 1, and that's going to be DarkZero taking round number 5, and that is much better from the North Americans. A ton of damage. Secretly pings himself out, opens himself up to a challenge from Pamba. It will not be quite successful, while Nath manages to finish off the wounded NJR.
Such a smart read from Secretly there. He gets swung from Canadian on freezer stairs, and Pamba inside of security, backs himself into White and keeps himself alive. Thing is, it's him in a 2 2 versus 2. It's secretly, it's Nath. We've been here before, Tim. If Nath goes for this drop, they can make it work because they're both out towards the south. The thing is, there's a vertical retake coming in here. If Canadian gets a big flank on, secretly can get shut down from the hatch. Nath is holding in towards security, but here comes the big bad Canadian for the shutdown. Defenders will win the round as they had no cover on that flank.
For NaVi with 25 seconds left to go, Doki needs to be careful about over-aggressing. NJR finds Nath, level things up 4-4, and now it has to happen for DarkZero. They got to go aggressive and push forward. That's a big second from NJR. Gives him control with the freezer, and he can do some serious work from there. It's all down to secretly and Doki is low health, but we see a man downed, but the Finker boost immediately picks him up. NJR getting himself another, getting that diffuser down. But the shots come through, and NaVi just managed to hold on as he doesn't stick the plant.
Definitely someone always watching that drone on the flank. Like, that is the key to their attack working here. If Save somehow gets around it or manages to deal a blow, there is a big problem.
Not seeing anybody on the drones at the minute, so something to keep an eye on for DarkZero. 25 seconds left. They might not be too worried about it at this stage as they're in a position to start getting the diffuser down, but I mentioned Nitro's at the beginning of the round, Des, and secretly finds the mark with his. Hyper goes in to make that attempt again. It's now 3v4. Here comes Saves on the upstairs challenge onto NGR, and he looked unaware to me, and that can't be allowed. He does manage, however, to find the kill. Second Nitro from Doki this time. Gets Hyper, but too late. The diffuser is already down. It's now down to NJR and Canadian to close this down. Beautiful from Canadian on the main door there. NJR's up above. Secretly, he's going to try and stick this, but it's going to be all too easy for NJR, who now drops down into sight as Doki gives chase. Surely this is over, and it is as DarkZero close it out, and it's 5-3. Actually just backs away. Oh, Nath, I think you've got an opportunity there to get in and find that kill, but no. Hyper, he manages to continue the onslaught from underneath, and DarkZero really stretching the legs now.
That was up onto concrete as well, so he must have like wrapped it up through the floor and managed to get it straight up on top of the player playing there. They thought they were safe, evidently not. Eclipse going in for a plant as Pamba finds Doki, finally getting revenge for Captain Nadian, who fell down earlier on. Saves on the swing, but his full white flash, he can't do anything about it. DarkZero get the round and move to match point. Tim, I'm starting to feel like that third map of Cafe is just around the corner.
DarkZero working around for a pinch, opening up every angle. It's going to be a matter of time. There you go. Eclipse steps in and gets him. Saves manages to pick up the trade at least by working smartly from the top of Laundry Stairs with that shotgun, but it's just not going to matter. Blur manages to get Pamba, and all of a sudden 2v3 from what was looking like a big start for DarkZero at 5 versus 3.
Yeah, they've really swung it back, but here they come with the E-Box. Drop one straight onto a smoke and gets headshot off by Blur inside a freezer. Canadian coming in at least with an EMP there, trying to find out what he can to disable some of those gadgets away, but Saves a big flank coming up here towards Blue. Will he find him out? Yes, he will. NJR left all alone. 9 kills to his name, has not died in a good few rounds, but here he's got to do it all. He's got to bring down 2 entirely by himself, potentially even look to get the planter down as well. Saves on the swing, gets the closeout, the 2K at the end coming in. It's another big 2v2 being won out by NaVi.
This time secretly is holding on to double window. Doki's got white stairs and DarkZero have got time. 30 seconds to start making this final approach, and that's going to make Doki's life difficult. It took his eye off the ball when they push white stairs. They go in mob-handed and manage to find him secretly. Gets Eclipsed, but it's 2v4, 2v3, surely not 1v3 as Pamba, he's now looking for that final kill. It's all up to Blur and the diffuser's going back down. He's outside of sight. He's got to fight his way back in here, and surely they know where he's coming from. He thinks there might be one on the rappel, but there isn't at the moment. As soon as he peeks this corner, he's likely to get picked up by Hyper, and it is the man himself who finishes off the round, the map, and that is going to be NaVi finding themselves at 1-all. After a good bank, they fall on Oregon to DarkZero.
Which means darting in through freezer, aware that a plant attempt may come in out towards the west just through that breach. But DarkZero have slowed things down. In fact, they even got up on the rappel here, are looking to move away entirely with only 30 seconds to play with. They've got no drones, Tim. They are playing completely blind.
I'm interested to see. I don't know if NaVi have... Yes, they have. I was just going to say Nath is playing up above. That was the point of fascination for me. Doki's trying to hold an angle down. Big jump out from Blur there. Manages to get himself one. Nath Nath on the vertical, as I suggested, takes down Canadian. Long-range effort missed there from Blur. That could be big as Pambazu finds the kill. 2v2, 5 seconds. It's all up to Nath above. He's not going to be able to get an angle onto that plant spot. It is not destructible above him, so he's going to have to drop. Eclipse is successful. He's on the other side of the wall. We spoke about it earlier. They baited you in.
Quite a bit of favour towards DarkZero.
The Gemini decoy sent in through the skylight there, taken out immediately. Eclipse on a long angle, gets two with a beauty onto Nath, giving them the advantage now. Secretly fighting from behind his mirror, using that utility, but Eclipse is able to start getting the diffuser down. Out goes a long nade, and it finds its mark. Canadian wraps it up, and DarkZero, they managed to find the third in a row, and NaVi, they cannot buy a defense right now. No, so it wasn't a nitro, it was his soft breach charge. That's quite fine then, I won't panic anymore. And he's going to just have a look down. There's the nitro, Des. I knew that there was one in hand, and that's why I'd expected it. It's going to find Canadian. Nath with a big kill there. 5v3, and they needed somebody to step up and have the round that he has had. Kills going either direction. It's going to be another for Nath. That's 3 on the round. The shotgun. Hyper, how do you not get that? He had the side of the man to aim at, and somehow secretly gets the opportunity to turn on him with the shotgun and puts him straight down. It's all up to Pamba, 1v4.
Left alone entirely here on Brown Stairs, put down to about 10 HP as well. Secretly holding with the shotgun, daring him to come on the push, but I guarantee you there's going to be a couple of swings coming in here as we get towards the tail end of this round. It saves to collect the kill. NaVi finally get themselves on the board, Tim, but the question everyone will ask, is it too little? Too late.
Trying to hold on to Washroom. This is better from NaVi here. They feel a little bit more secure, although that is big, having that taken out, and then secretly goes with it. Another nade kill for NJR. He's been absolutely lethal with the explosives. Eclipse is in. He's getting the diffuser down. Nath is in a position to challenge. Doki is then ultimately who manages to find the kill after he's been moved away. Diffuser down cold, but DarkZero likely to not take too much of an opportunity to get this down again. They move in front of the bar this time. Start to go for it again. 3v3.
NaVi are on the south side here as well. The rush comes through. They try and spray through the smoke, and they do find the man, but diffuser has been completed. Saves Doki in a post plant here against Canadian and NJR. NJR's on a tear. He's at 8-2, make it 8-3. That's a 1v1. It's Canadian coming up against Saves. Saves does have one more smoke canister. He's going to drop it out, but Canadian, he hasn't got to do much. He can just step inside and go for a spray. Can't quite find the man as he can't see him. Saves going to try once again. I was going to say the Rotero might not be the play here, unfortunately. Comes off again. They're just baiting it back and forth here, Tim. And now that smoke has expired, he can try and stick. Saves playing it quite smart and not getting himself killed, but Canadian has just got too big an advantage here. Don't see a world in which he wins. Finds the shutdown, and DZ find another round.
And it looks like Eclipse, he's going to drop down there and look to stack up on reading door for the plant, but he's going to need some cover because there's still 4 defenders left alive. That's exactly what Hyper's trying to do. In he goes. Not sure there's anybody above in a position just yet to cover, but Pamba, Hyper, they find 2 and leave us now in a 2 versus 4. Hyper moves in for the aggressive cover, stood on top of the planter there, and it goes down successfully. It's all up to Saves. There's 1v4. We've seen him do 1v3 before, but I just don't have a good feeling about this one. He's in the centre of sight. He's one above. They're in every direction.
Easiest game in the world, but surely right now DarkZero are looking to be the team that make it. It's down to a 3 versus 3 as Nath finds his double in the round. Really starting to switch on here on this map. 7-5 overall. It's looking good, but they need to really dig deep here, Tim, and find more.
Eclipse is just waiting for his opportunity from underneath here to let that nitro go, and he's going to be a nuisance when he does. Hyper just trying to make his challenge without moving too far. Pamba finds Blur, 3v2. Nitro goes out. Perfectly played from Eclipse, and then Hyper mops it up. 1 kill each, and DarkZero find themselves on map point, on match point, and on the verge of being the team to continue into the next round of the lower bracket. If they feel like they need that information from top floor. There we go, finally. But as he goes to do it, Eclipse, he's going to take the nitro, nicely baited in. Doki from beyond the grave, after being picked up, finds a Hyper with a nade, and it is now 3 versus 2. It's looking like DarkZero, Des, but NaVi, they're clinging on. It's 2v2, 2v1 as Saves goes on one of his marches again, and guess gets a big 3K to keep NaVi fighting. Want to be giving anything away. Doki starts to get aggressive on White Stairs here, looking directly in towards side. He'll take down the Banshee. 35 seconds, here come NaVi. Saves it is again to come in the late round and have an impact. Finding the opener there onto NJR, and that now leaves us 4 versus 3. Eclipse holding from inside of the train though. He's just waiting. He's got 2 walls that he can see through. In comes there it is, the shot we all wanted to see. Eclipse one tap onto Doki, gets another onto Secretly, Diffuser down cold, and here come DarkZero looking to propel themselves. 9 seconds left to go. Surely Saves can't do it again. It's effectively a 1 versus 2. DarkZero are just running away at this point. They know that there's nothing more that they need to do, and that is the round for DarkZero. That is the North American side continuing, and they go quietly about their business here at the 6th Invitational and proceed in the lower bracket.